Hey, it's Dustin with the Davidson Group with another market update. You know, we've noticed over the past several weeks that we're getting offers or presenting offers on properties, but we're not seeing quite as many offers provided or offered up to the seller before acceptance. You know, a year ago, 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, it wasn't uncommon to have half a dozen offers, a dozen offers on a property within a few days. Oftentimes though, you would be able to see the amount of offers and 90% of them would be within a $5,000 range. You'd have a lot of the similar terms or same terms that were there, whether it's closing date or contingencies for financing, those types of things. But what we're noticing here recently is, you know, inventory levels are really low, and the buyers that are active and out in the market, they are serious. They have worked very hard with their agent, whether that be with us as a buyer's agent or with another agent, to ensure that the offer that they present is their strongest offer, their most competitive offer, and it really entices the seller to accept. So we're going to break down why that is and what it is about these offers that the sellers are saying, yeah, we've got to take that and move forward. So jumping in, you know, it's a layout in a contract is you know, it's a few pages, the terms and conditions that are laid out there, and you know, there's times where price is definitely a huge indicator as to what makes an offer, and what makes a strong offer the offer that it is. But you know, it's not always about the initial price point. Sometimes it's the things that you can add in or the things that you can remove from the offering that maybe you're comfortable with as a buyer, but leave or mean all the world to a seller. And so it's important to sit down and go over those pieces prior to jumping into the real estate process with your agent, right? And so something that we like to do when we're working with our buyers is we like to say, here are the different sections of a contract. Within these different sections of a contract, here are the different options that we have at our ability or in our wheelhouse of presentation, right? It's communication with the buyer's agent and the listing agent. Sometimes it's presenting an offer before you ever see the property, and then either saying, okay, the property's good, or make an arrangement to see the property after the fact. You know, it's a lot of different pieces that are there for your comfort level, but really what we like to do is say, as a buyer, you're comfortable with or not comfortable with doing specific things. How can we take that list of things and then write the best possible offer for you to get accepted, right? Because the conversation we're having now is the deal in the property oftentimes is getting your offer accepted, not just, you know, hey, we put in a bid on a house and we got the house and everything went well. You know, there's not that back and forth. You really want to tee up that offer so that all the seller has to do is come in and sign on the acceptance line and move forward. You don't want a back and forth. You don't want anything to be convoluted within the offer. You want everything to be clearly disclosed. You want everything to be laid out as nice, as trim, and as simple as possible. You know, it's a very difficult thing for buyers to understand. But once you've been in the market for a few months and you've been actively looking at properties, you've been making offers maybe your way or the way that you feel comfortable making offers before you sit down and say, here's what that looks like. And you get to the point where you're finally, hey, I'm ready to get into a home, right? And so for us at the Davidson Group, we take this into a couple of different considerations. It's always about education. It's always about information and what is out there. But it's hard initially for a buyer to say, hey, agent who gets paid based off of the amount that we offer and what that purchase price is, we're going to fully trust you with what this looks like. So we have to inform and educate our buyers. We have to tell them the pros and the cons. We have to tell them about the liabilities that they're going to run into and the things that we would advocate for, things that we wouldn't advocate for. But if we get to be aligned on the same page, if we're communicating properly, then we're going to be in a position that when a property hits the market or whenever we're out searching for properties, that we know exactly how to write an offer to be accepted and to be accepted immediately. On the backside, when we're talking with sellers and we see those offers come across, you can definitely tell a seasoned buyer's agent or a seasoned buyer offer versus not, just by the way that it's laid out, by the way that things are done and how it's articulated, for us to really just sign on the dotted line and say accepted. So here's where we're at. What does this mean to you? What does this mean moving forward? Well, I think now more important than ever, you don't just call someone up and say, hey, give me this house, or hey, write an offer on it, or hey, whatever. You know, I was actually having a conversation today with a buyer that has not really been in a position of moving forward on properties, but they got serious. And so that seriousness brings on different types of conversation. They said, hey, we want to offer on this property. Well, we don't just call them up and say, hey, here's our offer. Right? There's a formal process that you go through, and there's a lot that goes into what that is, and we need to be clearly communicated. You need to understand what you're talking about, what you're offering, what you're presenting, and then we move forward. And if we move forward strongly to position ourselves to win the offer, to win the home. And as a seller, you're in a position where you may get that first offer, that second offer, and you may look at it and say, this is so well written, this is exactly what we're looking for, this is the offer we're going to take. And you're going to leave everything else on the side because those buyers that are out there and beating the streets, they're ready to go, and they're ready to go very strongly. So that's our market update for the day. You know, this is something that we foresee going on in the future. Everything anticipating to run this way. Hopefully we get a surge of inventory that helps kind of ease some of that back. But for the next foreseeable future, you know, if you're going to be a buyer, you got to write an offer that's going to be enticing, a strong, enticing, solid offer. If you're a seller, don't be surprised if that first or second offer that comes along is the one you're going to go with. Not that we won't receive more offers, but those buyers that are out there and ready to go, they're writing strong, and they know they're writing strong, and they want to be accepted at the very beginning. Hope this helps. Hey, if you got questions about the real estate process, about the journey, feel free to reach out, and I hope to talk to you soon.